Let me wind it back, guys. We wind it back. Come back. We in the blue room. Your boy Charles. Charles on Ed's World. Listen, we checking out Diary of a Madman by hip hop legend Brad Scarface Jordan, but better known as Scarface. Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. I'm gonna come back to my reaction.
Chapter 11. That other level.
The other level.
I didn't want to be in a group when I first signed with Rap-A-Lot. I was a solo artist. I had my own crew, me, Beto, and the other guys I grew up running with on the south side. And I had my own name. Scarface was a solo record that we made on our own, and it worked. The whole city fucked with that record, and that's why James came looking for me in the first place. I didn't need anyone else to make my shit hot. I was hot all on my own. But as soon as I met him, I knew I wanted to do whatever it took to be like Jay. And even though it made the whole city madder than a motherfucker, especially on the south side, I remember when my brother Warren got out of jail not too long after I'd signed, and he couldn't believe it. There was nothing cool about being cool with niggas on the north side. I joined Rap-A-Lot because it was the only thing really happening in the Houston scene at the time. And I was trying to get down, make some music, make some money, and make a mark. When James offered me a chance to be in the Geto Boyz and basically made it clear that the solo shit was going to have to wait, I went along with it because I wanted to be down, and I wanted to be a team player. But that's why I'm not all over Grip It. I just did my parts and left. I wrote Trigger Happy Nigga for Bill, redid Scarface so Ready Red could add in the Scarface samples, and we could switch the lyrics up just a bit to make it more of a Geto Boy song, and did Seek and Destroy. I'm also on Talking Loud Ain't Saying Nothing, but I wasn't really into that record. Seek and Destroy was more of the type of shit that I was on at the time. Just that straight MC terrorist destroy shit tip. But James was a genius. I know I keep going back to it, but you've got to understand, not only did he know that he could take us and put us in a group, he knew that if he encouraged us to speak to the streets and fed us stories and material, the streets would listen. Even more than that, he knew how to make the business work too. One of the smartest things he did was make us practice our show before we ever even went out on the road. He had access to this little club in Houston called Obsession, and he had this one particular artist from out of town. I'm not going to say who because I don't know what the business arrangement was around that. Come in and give us tips on how to make our live show live. And then Jay gave us images. I was the suit and tie pimped out gangster with the cane. Willie D was the diesel ass-kicking motherfucker who always had his shirt off about to tear someone's head off. Ready Red was the smooth DJ, and Bushwick was the jokester. Jay came up with all of that. That motherfucker was brilliant. The first tour we went on was with Ice Cube, Too Short, and A Tribe Called Quest. We were always on the road with A Tribe Called Quest, and we all became really cool. Cube had just put out America's Most Wanted, and we went all over the South and Midwest with them, doing spot dates, supporting their national tour.
That thumbs up button, guys. We hit that thumbs up button. I remember that. This is a long time ago. America's Most Wanted. That's when I was like in the 6th grade.
It was all of us piled up 6 deep. Me, Bill, Willie, and Red, plus the driver and our road manager, Big Chief, in a 15-passenger van following their tour bus. We were making $2,500 a night split 4 ways. It was rugged, and no one in the group was getting rich, that's for damn sure. But we were out there making money performing our music. Needless to say, we didn't stay in the same hotels as Short and Cube. Once we got out on the road, though, we went everywhere, even to the markets that other acts were scared to perform in. We didn't give a fuck. And we were all strapped, always. We didn't know each other outside of the music. In a 15-passenger van following their tour bus. We were making $2,500 a night split 4 ways. It was rugged, and no one in the group was getting rich, that's for damn sure. But we were out there making money performing our music. Needless to say, we didn't stay in the same hotels as Short and Cube. Once we got out on the road, though, we went everywhere, even to the markets that other acts were scared to perform in. We didn't give a fuck. And we were all strapped,
Mm,
always. We didn't know each other outside of the music, and there wasn't any trust in the group, so we all brought our
right.
guns. We were crazier than a motherfucker. But we'd be out on the road in the van, riding with our guns like, if this motherfucker gets out of line, I'm going to pop him.
Mm,
We had the guns for outside conflicts, but we also had them to protect ourselves against each other.
what?
At least I know why I had my gun.
Jesus.
I remember one night, we were in Cincinnati, and we got into it with the club security. I guess the crowd was getting too out of hand or some shit, because they'd come up on stage and were trying to shut us down. We weren't having it. We wanted to rock, so we started throwing microphones and fighting those motherfuckers. Well, when we got back to Texas, we find out we have to have a group meeting with Jay at some spot way out in the
Mm,
country. We didn't know what the fuck was about to happen, and Willie thought we should all bring our
huh,
guns. I was with it. I know I wasn't trying to be in a situation where I wished I'd had my gun in
mm,
retrospect.
right.
Fuck that. I wanted my gun right there in case some shit started to go down.
Mm,
So we're riding out to this piece of land to go meet Jay, and Willie's driving when a car cuts behind us and starts following us on this little dirt road. Willie wasn't having that shit. He cut off the road so quick and did a big-ass loop straight through the fields just so he could pull up behind that motherfucker like, I ain't trying to have anybody block me in.
right.
Years later, Bill dry snitched and told Jay that Willie had told everybody to bring their
Mm,
guns. Can you believe that shit?
wow.
I never knew if there was anything going on with them at the time, if Willie and Jay had some other kind of beef or something else was up. I guess Willie was under the impression that Jay was going to do
Mm,
something, but I wasn't tripping. The way I saw it, as long as nobody takes a swing or starts shooting at me, I'm cool. Whatever they were going to do to each other, they were going to
right.
do. As long as it didn't affect me, I didn't give a fuck. The crazy shit is that after all of these years, I don't even remember if we ever did make that meeting. We might have, shit. Either way, no one got shot.
Mm,
At least not then. After Rick Rubin put out the Geto Boyz project, I finally started working on my first solo album. At some point, I heard that we were off Deaf American and that Priority had picked us up. But I was so focused on my own shit, I wasn't even really thinking about the group. I knew NWA was on Priority, though, so I thought, well, shit, maybe we finally have a chance.
hold
Murder.
on, y'all. This is Diary of a Madman by Brad Scarface Jordan. If you guys want to go ahead and listen to the rest of it, it's on Audible. Go ahead and check it out. But what do you guys think so far, man? I was a big Scarface fan growing up. Still am. You know, Scarface, his delivery of his lyrics always made me made it seem like he was like a preacher, you know. Help the ambulance that came to get him notify his children. Like the way he would, y'all gotta listen to his old Scarface, how he rap. Even on Smile, the one he did with Tupac, he sounds like a preacher rapping. Anyway, man, what do y'all think about this? Leave the comments and subscribe to Charles and Israel. Thank you guys for watching.